Hello everybody, today I'm going to talk about the Wii U again, and something I've thought about it. Is the gamepad really necessary for the Wii U? Now, let me explain why I'm talking about this first off. What I've seen is that recently, what Microsoft did was, after tons of backlash on the internet, and after, of course, other things happening such as console sales lagging 2 million behind the PS4 and the system costing $100 more, Microsoft decided we're going to ditch the Kinect. Now, this was met with tons of praise on the internet, except for a small minority, which I'll get into later. But tons of people on the internet were praising this, and of course, I guarantee console sales are probably going to go up thanks to this, because now it'll be more competitive, especially with the fact that the Xbox has plenty of brand name value. Now, what does this have to do with the Wii U? Well, both the Kinect and the Wii U's gamepad have a lot in common. Now, both of these things they're basically follow-ups to what last gen was some fad where there was motion control Kinect. With the Kinect, Microsoft was following up with the original 360 Kinect, and with the Wii U Gamepad, Nintendo was trying to make yet another oddball controller because they can do that, and somebody at Nintendo, I think, said that part of why they were successful was because they'd make all these oddball controllers back in the GameCube era. But basically, both of these controllers have a lot in common. Both of these are gimmicky, and many major Xbox One and Wii U games don't make big uses of them. I mean, you had Titanfall. I don't remember that game using Kinect. You had a Battlefield 4. All that game had was voice commands. You had COD Ghosts. Same. Just voice commands. No Kinect control. No you moving your body around to control the game. None of that. All it's been used is for voice controls. The Wii U Gamepad, same thing. Except replace voice controls with looking at the bottom screen, which is even more useless because when you're playing, like, let's just say Black Ops 2, you're not going to have time looking at the screen at the bottom of the controller. You're going to look in the mini-map. And let's be honest, both of these also really don't have much of a use for gaming. Sure, the Kinect does have more of a use with that when it comes to stuff that isn't gaming, such as, let me think about it. Oh yeah, the Kinect has more of a use when it comes to stuff such as, I've heard of people using it for its camera and tracking functionalities with the original one, and I guarantee when Microsoft makes an Xbox One Kinect, which will work on the PC, when they make that, I guarantee that you will be seeing more useful things, such as people probably using that with Rift and stuff to, like, create custom installations and stuff, and all these other things I've seen people do with it. But the Wii U Gamepad, that's even more useless than the Kinect. You see, at least Kinect found a niche when it came to hackers and that stuff. The Wii U Gamepad, all I've seen with it is it can stream off TV gameplay and be a second screen for games, which is kind of useless if you're looking at the main screen all the time. That's it. And, you know, many major Wii U games, some of them like Mario Kart 8, if you were in the store demo, you could see what it used, that innovative new controller that made the Wii U the true next-gen system. It used it for this. This is what you saw on the gamepad screen, except replace the Subaru logo with Mario. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. That game, another big Wii U game. That game, how did it use it? Not even screen mirroring. This is a first-party game, not a third-party game, not a 360 port. This is a first-party game. And how did it use it? By blacking out the screen. Did I mention that the gamepad also gets piss-poor battery life? I mean, I'm not even kidding me. You'll get like 3 hours out of a gamepad. While at the Xbox One, you'll get, like, say, 10 to 20 hours, which is a few days worth of gameplay. All without ever having to grab a charger or another set of batteries. Same with the PS3's DualShock 4. Same exact thing. And the Wii U Pro Controller. I don't know how good a battery life that thing gets, but I've heard it advertised to have some crazy high amount of battery life. So, is there even a reason to have the gamepad at this point? I mean, many Wii U games, they can use the Pro Controller and that stuff. And while Microsoft, this is what they decide. I just remembered. While the Xbox One would let you use it without Kinect from day one, and while the Wii U doesn't let you use it without the gamepad, and while the Wii U tethers the whole system to that stupid gimmick, it is entirely possible to make a patch that changes everything. It's possible to make the console work without a gamepad. And if the things I see people say on the internet are true, like graphics don't matter, only gameplay does, how only games matter, how the Wii U supposedly has more games than the Xbox One and PS4 ever will. If those things are true, then if the Wii U is so great, could it work without a gamepad? I mean, let's be honest here. Patching it, like I said, shouldn't be too hard if Nintendo's willing to put an effort into it. And of course, all the gamepads really being used for, like I said, is off TV play. And just like the Kinect, all that was used for was dance games and voice command and streaming Twitch and, like I said, hackers. Both of these have limited uses. Both of these are gimmicks. It should be up to the consumer whether they want an expensive gamepad. Did I mention that the gamepad doesn't even have its own hardware? It's entirely controlled by the Wii U, which makes it's basically host-based. The Wii U does everything, and the gamepad just eats up whatever the Wii U spits out for video display. So like I said here, if the Wii U is such a great console with great games, couldn't it go without the gamepad? Because if Nintendo really wants to sell systems, they might as well start focusing on the core gamers. And guess what? Core gamers aren't buying the tablet gimmick. They don't want it at all. They really don't. They don't want to buy a tablet. They didn't want to buy PlayStation Move. You heard the backlash over Kinect. So why isn't there a big backlash over the Wii U Gamepad? Because that's just as much of a gimmick as Kinect is. And what else? I mean, I'm seeing people saying it's not the same without the gamepad. I saw some people were saying the same thing about the Xbox One's Kinect Online. They were saying it wouldn't be the same without Kinect, even though anybody knew it was 100% possible and reasonable. I mean, I thought it was unlikely that they'd do it at first, but they did it. And Nintendo, on the other hand, they're not doing it. And I'm surprised because I'm not seeing the same backlash with the gamepad. Even though I've owned it, even though I own a Wii U, even though I know how much of a gimmick the gamepad is, they're still thinking everybody wants to play with an oversized, unergonomic tablet controller, which you're never going to look at the screen of. That's all I really have to say on this issue. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.